I've been trading for 5 years and I've made over 6 figures in net profits. Here's a screenshot of the first trade that I took back in 2020. I've documented my entire trading journey from the start on YouTube, from making $100 to making $10,000 on a single trade. I'm also considered as the world's greatest trading mentor, not because of the amount of followers I have, but because of the results that I've gotten from my students, which you can find on this website. Now that the proof is out of the way, I'm gonna compress 5 years of trading knowledge into this one video. Number 1, seek to understand how the markets operate and why price move. This is the only way to succeed at trading. Now, listen, buddy. You will not become successful at trading just by memorizing some candlestick patterns or chart patterns or drawing some lines on your charts. That's not how the markets work. You must understand the order flow of the market. You must understand who is in control of price, whether the bulls or the bears. Then aim to be on the right side of the market. Aim to be on the winning side of market manipulation, because market manipulation happens every damn day, right? And that is why it is imperative that you understand how the market works and how price actually works. And in order for you to do that, you need to understand market structure, supply and demand, and liquidity. These are the 3 main things that really drive price. Now, if you cannot understand market structure, then you will not be able to understand the heartbeat of the market, the blueprint, the DNA of the market. If you cannot understand supply and demand, then you will not be able to identify point of interest where smart money are entering on and where they are entering next. And if you cannot understand liquidity, then you will become the liquidity. That means you will get stopped out over and over again in the markets. This is just how the markets work. Trading is a zero-sum game, which means if you lose, someone out there is winning. And if you win, someone out there is losing. And if you don't understand how the market works, you will forever be the victim, the loser who's giving their hard-earned money to the guy who actually do. So please, do yourself a favor and go learn about how the markets work before you start trading with your hard-earned money. Number 2, monitor yourself constantly and minimize the amount of mistakes you make when you are trading. If you don't follow your rules, then that trade is a mistake. If you don't even have rules, every single trade is a mistake. It is important for you to actually have a clear defined rules on when to enter for the trade and when to get out of the trade if you are correct and if you are wrong. And what position size will you be using? How will you manage your money? And how will you manage your trades? All of these things need to be inside your mechanical trading plan so that when you go onto the market, the first thing you know that, okay, this is where I'm looking to enter my trade on. And if the trade go as planned, this is where I'm getting out. And if the trade does not go as planned, this is where I'm getting out as well, right? You can see when you actually have rules in place, it removes all this guesswork and emotions that you face on a day-to-day basis. A lot of traders, what they do is that they commit this massive mistake of going to the charts unprepared, right? They just go to the charts, open up the charts, draw a few trend lines, and then next thing you know, the London session opens and volatility starts kicking in. And that is when price action start getting faster and more volatile. And then the next thing you know, this trader gets frozen, right? You just sit there and then next thing you know, the price has already made its move and you just miss your opportunity because you showed up to the charts unprepared. That is why it's important for you to actually have some sort of rules. Now, once you have those rules in place, please, for the love of God, go and follow these rules. Because if you do not follow these rules and you trade based on your emotions, you will lose. That's just the game of trading. You cannot afford to be emotional. You must be rational and logical and mechanical at all times. Because when you do that, that is when you know your edge will play out in the long term. For me personally, I don't define a losing trade as a mistake. Because if I followed my plan, I followed my rules, and I still end up losing that trade, it is counted as a successful trade. Because I know for a fact, I believe with so much conviction that my trading rules, my plan will play out in the long term over the law of large numbers. So this trade, even if I lose it, so what? That means by right, every single trade that I lose will get me much closer to the next win. So I trade with this particular mindset, and so far it has allowed me to thrive tremendously in these markets. Number 3, trading is 60% psychology, 30% position sizing, 10% strategy. Most traders ignore the first two areas and they don't have a proper winning trading strategy. As a result, 90% of traders fail. Now, when it comes to psychology, I'm not just talking about how you approach the markets. I'm talking about you. Do you take responsibility for your own trades? Do you seek to actively trying to improve your trading knowledge and expand your wisdom when it comes to knowledge? Now, I will personally argue that trading is in fact 100% psychology, because you are the person that is in charge of the steering wheel. You decide which trading strategy to use, you decide which trade to take. So if your trading system, your trading strategy is not working, then is it really the trading strategy fault or is it your fault? If your trades are not working out, then is it the market's fault or is it your fault? You understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, you must understand that when you show up to the charts, there is no other enemy outside. It's you versus you. You are the biggest enemy. And if you don't fix your mindset, you will always end up self-sabotaging yourself. You will start giving the profits that you make back to the market. You will lose, and then you will revenge trade, and then you will lose even more money. And when you do encounter, let's say $100 loss, and you are not willing to take that loss, that $100 loss eventually become $500 and then eventually become $1,000. And you can see your small loss just became a big loss and become an even bigger loss just because you couldn't put aside your ego and accept that damn loss in the first place. And then as for position sizing, are you even using the correct lot size? Do you even have clearly defined risk management rules on how much money are you risking on each trade? What is the risk to reward ratio that you are aiming for? And what is the maximum drawdown you're willing to accept? All of these factors tie in to your risk management, your money management strategy. And if you don't have these things in place, guess what? You will end up losing more money than you win, no matter how many trades that you are able to win in a row. Because when you lose big. And when you win small. And that is exactly why you are not profitable. And last but not least, don't even get me started on trading strategy. If you don't have a winning trading strategy, you shouldn't even be thinking about trading in the first place. The first place is to go and develop a winning trading strategy. Go and develop your edge in the market that will give you an advantage over the competition, over the random nature of the market. Once that is done, then go and test out that trading strategy. Test it out so that you have data that actually prove to yourself that this trading strategy actually works. When you have cohort proof, numbers don't lie, that shows that your trading strategy actually works, you're going to be so much more confident when you are trading, right? Because you actually have numbers that prove that it works. So go and do that, please, before you can even think about things like psychology or risk management. Number 4, trading will always be a game of probabilities and never a game of certainty. I've learned this the hard way, right? I used to think that, okay, if I'm so confident on a single trade, I should just bet all my money on it, right? Now, I still remember in my first year of trading when I was broke and I was desperate on trying to make money from trading because I was still working as a waiter back then, earning about $7 per hour. So I just wanted to get out of that shitty job. So what I did was that I deposited the money that I made from waiting tables, right, into my trading account. So I deposited about like $500 into my trading account. And at that point of time, I remember to myself that I saw this one trade. It looks so lucrative. It checks all the boxes. And I'm so confident that that trade will go in my way. So I entered for a buy. And the next thing you know, some random news came out, high impact news came out, and price dropped by 100 pips. And the worst part is, I didn't use a stop loss. So I ended up losing the entire $500 that I earned from my job, and I was devastated. I was punching the pillow. I was extremely angry, disappointed at myself. Now, that was a good thing, right? Because now that when I think back about it, that was the first time that I learned that trading is never a game of certainty. It's always going to be a probability game. a numbers game, right? That means that no matter how confident you are on a single trade, it is always still 50-50 that you'll win the trade or you'll lose the trade, right? That means there's a 50% chance of the trade working out, no matter how many confluences you have. No matter you have like 10,000 different confluences and you use your Bermuda Triangle strategy, high win rate, 99% trading strategy, trust me, it is still 50-50. Once I realized that, that changed everything for me, because I now know for the fact that I will never ever be able to fight the market, because if I try to fight the market will fight me like 10 times harder. Which brings me to lesson number 5. There is no such thing as a perfect trading strategy. Market conditions and volatility changes over time. So does the effectiveness of your trading strategy. Now, if you have a good trading strategy right now that is working, that is getting you profits, good. But I want you to understand that this good trading strategy is not going to work forever. Time passes, the market conditions, it will change. Different currency pairs will start moving differently. Crypto markets will start moving differently. Stock markets will start moving differently. That's just the nature of the market. That's just the random nature of the market. So all we can do as traders is to adapt and evolve with the market, right? Like what Bruce Lee said, be like water, my friend. When you are flexible and adaptable to your trading approach, you are able to constantly change with the market. That is when you know that you can stay in the market for the long term, for the long run. Because if you have that stubborn mindset and you put ego over money and you think that this trading strategy is the end all be all and you're going to use this trading strategy for the rest of your life, eventually when the markets change and your trading strategy don't work anymore and you continue using it, you're still just gonna keep on losing money, right? It's kind of like, you know, the old man who doesn't want to accept technology into his life because times are changing. It's the same thing right here. You must adapt to the ever-changing market conditions of the market, because that's just how it is. So either you adapt to the market or die, as simple as that. Number 6, the only way to achieve your greatest trading goals is to become he or she who can. Go to war with your current self every day. Now, what do you want to achieve from trading? Everybody will have different trading goals. Some people, they might want to make 10k per month. Some people might want to make 5k per month, 50k per month, 3k per month. Some people, they might want financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, or some people, they are quite simple. They just want to provide their family with a better quality of life, which is why I started. Now, whatever your trading goal is, you must understand that your current self, right now, the version of yourself that is watching this video, you are not capable of achieving that goal. Because you are still your same old self. Because if you are capable of achieving these goals, you would have already achieved them. You would be sitting in a beach in Bali right now, but guess what? You are not. You are in pain. You don't like your current situation in life right now. And whose fault do you think that is? Exactly, it's your fault. Now, do you genuinely think the current version of yourself can actually get 10k per month from trading? The current version of you, who is still over trading, revenge trading, don't even have a plan in the first place, still trading with his emotions, and still making all type of stupid trading mistakes, do you think that person can actually make 10k per month? Do you think this current version of yourself, who is binge eating, who is sleeping late? Now, I know, I'm supposed to be optimistic and cheer you on, but this is the cold hard reality. Now, let me tell you a story. So about 4 years ago, I was fat, I was broke, I was depressed, I was lonely, right? I was insecure. I was everything that I was not right now. So back then, I had the belief that trading was difficult and it was only reserved for the people with finance degrees. Now, with that belief, I ended up going to the market. I will study a little bit and then I will give up. And then I will enter a few trades, and when I encounter the first obstacle, when I lose a few trades, I just ended up giving up and just quitting trading forever. Right? And this was until I decided to get my shit together and tell myself that it's time to go all in and actually change, right? To transform into the higher version of myself who can actually achieve what I want. Back then, what I wanted was financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. But at the same time, I was lazy. I didn't feel like getting out of the bed. I was binge eating. I was lazy in the way I was not disciplined at all in life, in the markets. And as a result, I couldn't achieve those things. So I had to become the person who can actually achieve those goals. And a person who can actually achieve those goals is disciplined, is focused, is consistent. So what I did was that I changed my belief first, then I changed my behavior and my actions, right, to be aligned to this higher version of myself. And once I started doing that, that is when everything started to change for me. I started to get better at trading. I started seeing profits. I started to actually become more disciplined in life as well. And slowly but surely, 4 years later, this is where I am right now. And as you can see, it all started when I changed my self-image, when I changed my identity, right? So, my friend, when you're trying to change your identity, when you are trying to achieve your greatest trading goals, there is your current self and then there is your higher self. The current self is like that little voice in your head that is convincing you, telling you that you can't do it, telling you to just give up on that dream. Now, you cannot listen to the current self. That is exactly why I say you need to go to war with your current self every damn day. The minute your current self offer you some sort of resistance, telling you that, hey Brad, you should just relax, that is the minute that you need to fight it by not relaxing, by going and do the work that will actually get you to achieve those goals. Because when you're able to face the pain and conquer the resistance every damn day, that is when you start getting consistent actions, and consistent actions lead to consistent results. So if you want to become consistently profitable at trading, start by going to war with your current self every day. Number 7, the only secret to success is to show up every day, because you might get lucky one day. And if you show up every day, then you will never miss a lucky day. On some days, when you go into the market, you know what? It gives you the opportunity that you want. The trade lines up with all your plan, right? It lines up with all your trading rules and checks all the boxes in your trading plan. Now, if on that particular day, you felt a little bit tired, your legs were a little bit sore, so you decide not to trade, you decide to just rest on your bed instead, and you end up missing that trading opportunity that you have been waiting for the entire week. How does that make you feel? Now, you might say that might make you feel like shit, but that is what you are doing every day. Every single day, you listen to the current self, which is preventing you from achieving your goals, from achieving your greater self, preventing you from living the life that you want to live. Now, when I think back about my entire trading journey, I realized that I'm not the smartest guy, I'm not the fittest guy, I'm not the tallest guy in the room, but what I am is I'm consistent, right? Every single day for the past 5 years of my life, I show up to the markets regardless of how I feel. Regardless whether I feel happy, sad, angry, depressed, disappointed today, I show up regardless of how I feel. And as a result of this consistency, I was able to achieve my dream life. And that's only because I show up every single day. Until today, when I've already achieved everything I want, I still show up every single day and just focus on putting one foot in front of the other and taking one step at a time towards my trading goals, my bigger goals, my billion-dollar goals. Number 8, think and act like a professional. Now, if you want to become a professional trader who makes money consistently, you need to start to think, behave, and act like one. Now, what does it mean to think, behave, and act like a professional? That means you need to do what a professional trader does on a day-to-day basis. A professional trader marks up his charts before he actually start trading. He review his trading plan before he do so, and then when he go onto the charts, he is scanning for trading opportunities. If there is no opportunity, he stay out of the market. If there's an opportunity, he enter for the trade. And then once he enter for the trade, he trusts his analysis and he let the trade play out. He does not constantly micromanage his trade, adjust his stop loss, adjust his take profit, because he trusts his strategy. After he's done trading for the day, he journal, he review his trades, see what went wrong, what went right, so that he can learn from his mistakes and duplicate, or rather replicate, what went right. That is what a professional trader does on a day-to-day basis. So you must ask yourself right now, are you doing that every day? If you are not, then you don't deserve the profits. You don't deserve to make money from the markets. You will always just end up losing your money, your hard-earned money, to the professional who is doing all of these things on a day-to-day basis. So act like a professional so that the market will actually treat you like a professional. If you treat trading like a joke, the market will treat you like a joke. So treat trading as a business, right? At all times, just look at trading as like a proper business, not just like a hobby or a job where you are trying to clock in hours or whatnot. Treat it like a business and just focus on growing that business. Number 9, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Think critically and seek proof and evidence. Nowadays, when people ask me what do I do for a living, I just tell them that I sell bananas or some shit. I just don't tell them that I'm a trader, because there's this like facade where trading is a scam and then trading is like this flashy lifestyle sort of thing, right? Which is not who I am as a person. When you go onto Instagram, when you go onto TikTok, all you see when you search trading, you will see fast cars, mansions, cash. You'll find a day in the life of a trader and you will see him walking into like a Rolex shop, buying like a freaking $10,000 Rolex and walk out, and that's the end of his day, which doesn't make sense whatsoever. I don't get it, right? Because my trading day doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that at all. My trading day is so goddamn boring. I wake up, I go to the gym. After gym, I sit on my computer, I work. After I'm done working, I eat and I sleep, and I repeat this entire freaking cycle again. My life is boring, and that's the reality of trading. So do not believe everything you see on the internet, right? Just because that trading guru is driving his Lamborghini and shit doesn't mean that he's actually successful at trading. His material success, his facade, doesn't correlate to his trading ability. What you want to see is proof, evidence, right? Has he actually proved to you that he's been profitable? Has he actually have students who are profitable, who have results? This is exactly why at the start of this video, I showed you guys proof. I showed you guys evidence. Tell you guys, okay, these are my students and they made this amount of money, made a lot of money for the past few months. And then this is my track record. I've been trading for 5 years right now, and I've documented everything for the entire world to see, right? The good, the bad, the ugly about trading. So please, I'm begging you to change your mindset, right? And now that I think about it, I look at my YouTube channel and I realize that I've become a trading guru. I've become something that I don't want to become. Because back then, I remember when I started trading, all I see was these trading gurus, famous gurus with a lot of followers, and they're living the lifestyle. And right now I'm living the lifestyle. And now that I think about it, when I look at my YouTube channel and my social media following, I kind of look like a trading guru. And that's what I don't want. I'm not a trading guru. I'm just a guy, just a normal trader, ordinary trader who have not even made $1 million from trading yet, who's documenting his entire trading journey from the entire world to see, right? Just fully based on honesty and transparency, right? Judge me for who I am. This is who I am. So please, if you were to buy a course or Cygnus, anyway, Cygnus is trash and you shouldn't ever buy Cygnus. But if you were to purchase any of those things, go and research on that trading guru's background. All right, is he actually profitable? Does he have track records? What are his testimonials? What are his reviews? Before you go and learn from that guy. Number 10, fall in love with the losses, the pain and discomforts. The obstacle is the only way. Embrace your obstacles. Now, there is no light without dark. If you were not broke, you would not enjoy being rich. I can say that because that's honestly my entire life. I've been broke. I've lived in a situation where I believe none of you guys can comprehend or relate, right? I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment wearing second-hand clothes because we just did not have the money to actually afford new clothes. Now, I've been broke and I've also been rich, right? Right now, I'm good. My family is good. I have everything that I want in life right now. I've been on the 2 extreme ends, and I can honestly tell you that the rich, like right now, it only feels good because I've been here, because I've been poor, right? So it's the same thing with trading. You will only appreciate the profits, you will only appreciate success when you have been through the losses, when you have been through the countless amount of failures and sleepless nights. Same thing. That is why right now, you are probably going through this. You're probably going through the failures. You are not seeing results whatsoever. You are losing money on every single trade that you take. You are blowing accounts after accounts. You must understand that is the obstacle that God has put in your place to test you. To see whether you have the ability to achieve the things that you want to achieve. God will only put the obstacles there because He knows that you are able to endure them. So endure them, love them, embrace them, fall in love with the pain, the losses, learn from them. Because these are the things that will actually make you a better trader. Right? You cannot enjoy the profits if you have never experienced the losses. You cannot have upsides if you never have downside. Right? In your entire trading journey, there will be slumps, there will be losing streaks. You will start to encounter losses after losses. Right? 20 losses in a row, 30 losses in a row. And I can honestly tell you that still happens even when you are like 5 years, 10 years down the road and you are still trading as an experienced trader, right? You will still experience these losing streaks. It's just part of the game. You just have to accept the fact that that is trading. And if you want to become successful, you will have the losses. These are the two parts of the market, losses and wins. You will experience them and you need to be comfortable with the losses in order to actually enjoy the wins. So right now, if you are going through the suck, you are not liking your current situation in life right now, go and embrace it. Because right now, when I think back about the times when I was broke, when I had like less than $1,000 in my bank account, those times were kind of peaceful. Back then, those problems that I faced was extremely small compared to the problems that I face right now. When you have tens of employees to feed, when you have the weight of the world resting on your shoulders, those problems back then, it was easy. So you must realize that as you became more successful, you will start encountering problems, right? Money only solves money problems. When you actually start becoming more successful and richer in life, you will continue to face problems. That's just the nature of life. So yeah, if you want success and fulfillment, you have to go through the pain, right? Because when you go through the pain, on the other side of it, that is the higher version of yourself. That is you achieving your trading goals and your dream life. So fall in love with the pain, fall in love with the losses, run towards the pain, never ever run away from the pain and be a coward. Because cowards are the ones that die first. Whenever I face something extremely difficult or hard to endure, I always tell myself, this too shall pass. And I also remember the fact that hell is a place where you go after you die to meet the person that you could have become. And heaven is a place in your afterlife where you meet the person who you could have become, but it's actually you looking back in the mirror. It's yourself. So it's the same thing right now. When you are going through the pain, when you're going through these obstacles, understand the fact that these things that are building the higher version of yourself, is building you into the person that you want to be, is building your character. So smile through it, embrace them, love the obstacles. The obstacle is the only way to success. Number 11. The greatest tragedy that can happen to you as a trader is if you lose hope, faith, and confidence in your trading abilities when you are just 3 inches away from the pot of gold. When you are just 1 trade away from your dream life. Right now, you are digging and digging. You are digging and trying to search for the pot of gold. You are trying to get to 10K per month, but you're not seeing any sort of results whatsoever. That's the nature of success. That's the nature of life. How it works is that it's like an exponential curve, right? You can see this is an exponential curve, and this is probably where you are right now, where you are just fighting and working extremely hard, waking up early mornings, late nights, not seeing any results whatsoever. Eventually, when you are able to get that breakthrough moment right here, this is when your success will explode upwards in like a exponential movement. Like you just go like this. And right now, I can tell you, majority of traders, they give up somewhere right around here. Right around here when they are almost at that breakthrough moment. When they are almost at the eureka moment where they are about to succeed. This is when majority of traders give up. And then maybe instead of giving up, they switch to another trading strategy. They switch to another trading style. And they just keep on staying at this flat line over and over again because they don't allow themselves time to actually gain a deeper understanding of the market and how their strategy actually works. As a result, they just oscillate and just go left and right on this flat line without actually experiencing that breakthrough moment. So that is why at the end of every video, I always tell you, remember, you're just 1 trade away. Because you are truly just 1 trade away from success. You're 1 trade away from living your dream life. You're 1 trade away from freedom. So before you quit and give up, just always remember that you could be just one trade away. Number 12, if your profit and loss statements scare you, then you are not trading correctly. Because professionals, they are indifferent to both losses and wins. Number 12, if your profit and loss statements scare you, then you are not trading correctly. Professionals, they are indifferent to both losses and wins. Now, when I lose a trade, and I could be down like $10,000, and you can sit right next to me, and you will see my facial expression, it will remain the same. It's like a poker face, just like this right now. You will not be able to tell that I'm losing a significant amount of money right now, because I've trained my mind to be detached and desensitized to both profits and loss. Same thing, even if I could be up like $10,000, $20,000 right now on a single trade, I will not smile like an idiot right now. No, I'll just be indifferent because I know for a fact that my trading plan is working, right? And this is just the random nature of the market. When you can truly accept that every trade outcome is random, this is what happened. You will develop like a detached mindset where you don't attach yourself to the outcome of a trade. You don't attach yourself to the money or the things that the money can buy. You are just immune to this stuff. And that's when you know you are becoming a better trader. When you are becoming somewhat like cold and rational and logical, and you don't feel any emotions when you are trading, that is the peak. That is truly the peak. Number 13, you don't trade the markets. You trade your beliefs about the markets. And your reality is shaped by this belief. Now, just to give you a quick example, if you believe that trading is easy, you're going to take the actions that will actually reinforce that belief, right? You're going to think that, okay, trading is easy, so now I'm just going to go into the markets and trade, follow my rules, and everything will just play out just fine. And then this positive belief will get you into taking high quality trades, which will allow you to make money. When you make money, you further reinforce the belief that trading is easy. So now you think, since I've just made some money, trading is really easy. So you're going to take more high quality trades and you make even more money, which further reinforce the belief that trading is really easy. So this loop, this mental feedback loop just happens over and over again until you become the best trader in the world. However, if you believe that trading is difficult and it's hard to master, then you're going to take the actions that is aligned with that belief. You're going to start trading, and then you're going to start encountering losses. And then when you encounter losses, you start to think, maybe trading is really difficult. And then let's say you decide not to give up. You continue trading, right? You continue taking low quality trades, and then you lose even more money. This further reinforces the belief that trading is really difficult. And this disastrous feedback loop just keep going until you end up just quitting trading because you just didn't see profits. And it's all because of the fact that you believe that trading was difficult. Now, you can see your current situation in life right now, your reality right now, it all stems from your belief. Because as humans, we will only take an action that is aligned to our belief. It is impossible for us to take an action that is outside of our belief. So our belief leads to our actions leads to the results that we get in life, and our results lead to our reality, our current situation in life. Therefore, if you do not like your current situation in trading or in life right now, then you need to change your belief. Because when you can change what you think, you can change yourself. And when you can change your actions and yourself, then you can change your current situation and you can change your reality. So a few more examples. If you believe that stop losses are useless, you are correct. If you believe that stop loss are useful, you are correct. If you believe that risk management is pointless, you are correct. If you believe that you need risk management in order to succeed, you are correct. Whatever you believe in, you are correct. This is why it is so important for you to first be aware that your belief change your reality, and then next step is to take action to change your belief. Once you're able to change your belief, you're able to change your actions, then that is when you can actually start seeing some sort of results in trading. Number 14, there is no success or failure, only feedback. If you lose a trade, don't just sit there and cry and be disappointed in yourself. Go and learn. Why did this trade not work out? Is it the time frames that I was analyzing on, it was messed up? Did I follow my rules on this trade? Did I use a lot size that is way too big for my account? Was I trading based on emotion? Go and figure out what went wrong with that trade. Once you're able to figure out what went wrong with that trade, that is the feedback that you need, right? Then once you get the feedback, then think about, okay, how can you prevent yourself from committing this mistake again next time? Now, when you're able to do that on every single loss that you encounter, that is when you start to become better and better as a trader. And when you become better and better at trading, you eventually make more and more money. So it's all about learning from your mistakes and then committing less mistakes. That's how you improve as a trader. Same thing with your wins, right? When you win in trading, you cannot just go and celebrate with a champagne. Think about, okay, what went right with this trade? Why did you win this trade? Is it because like you got lucky, or is it because you actually follow your plan? If you follow your plan, okay, how can I make this trade better next time? Could I perhaps enter with a tighter stop loss? Could I perhaps move my take profit further? Alright, think and then go and refine your plan and make it even better. That's how you really become better. And that is really how you make those drastic improvement in your trading performance. And it all starts when you review your trading data and the trades that you have taken. Number 15, the best way to destroy your trading account is to take a loss to your heart and a win to your head. Now listen, your ego is the biggest enemy to your trading. The minute you think that you are the best trader in the world because of a winning streak, that is the minute that you will start to encounter a downfall in your trading journey. The minute you get complacent and you start to rest on your victories, you are in danger. So you need to be very aware of the fact of these turning points. And what do I mean these turning points? If you are a trader, you probably is oscillating between like this cycle right here, right? It's like your trading journey, your trading account is going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, just like this, right? Because you are not consistent yet. So that's what happened to your trading. Now, whenever you take a win to your heart, you take a win to your head, that is when you'll go from this peak and then you'll start dropping. And then whenever you take a loss to your heart, same thing. You'll go from this peak, start dropping. So these are the turning points and you need to be very aware of them. Once you're aware of these turning points, then think about how you can prevent yourself from doing that. Once you're aware of these turning points, then you can think about how you can prevent yourself from falling into the rut and falling into this losing streak. And it's really just by not taking a loss to your heart and a win to your head, right? So whenever you encounter a loss, like I said, you need to change the way that you think about losses. Treat them as your friend. Treat them as lessons. And then whenever you encounter a win, don't just look at them as beautiful ladies, right? Look at them objectively and say that, okay, you are cool, buddy, but I need to learn from you so that I can replicate your wins, right? That's a weird ass analogy, but yeah, you get what I mean, right? Put your ego aside and focus on making money. At some point of time, you need to really ask yourself, which one is more important to you, ego or money? And most people, they choose ego subconsciously because that's all that matters to them. But if you are able to choose money, that is when you can really start to become a professional trader by adopting that professional trading mindset. Number 16, trading psychology is useless if you are trading like an idiot. Now listen, buddy, I know that you might be encountering some losing streak right now. You might be losing your hard-earned money every damn day right now. And then the first thing that you probably see, or rather you go to, is to search up some trading psychology books and trading psychology videos to watch to solve your losing streak. But let me tell you something. All these trading psychology lessons, they are useless if your trading strategy sucks. That's the brutally honest truth. That's the truth that it might not be comfortable, but you need to hear it. Your trading strategy sucks. If you don't have at least like a 50% win rate, if you have never tested your trading plan, you have never back tested it or forward tested it yet, it sucks. And if it sucks, you shouldn't be using it. So before you start worrying about trading psychology and all that stuff, all that good stuff, which is very important, right? I'm not neglecting the importance of that. They are very extremely important in your success as a trader. But the foundation is your trading strategy. If you have a shitty trading strategy, it doesn't matter if you have the best trading psychology in the world. It doesn't matter if you can trade like a robot, because you have a shitty trading strategy that just doesn't work. So focus on fixing your trading strategy first, or rather go and develop a winning trading strategy if you don't have it yet, and then go and test it out. Test it out over 100 trades. Build data that can actually back you up, that can actually back that trading strategy up, so that you have evidence that your trading strategy is actually good. Once you have evidence that is good, focus on refining your trading strategy. Right? Think about how you can make your entries better, how you can capture higher risk to reward, how you can make your stop loss title and have your take profit a little bit further. Right? And then once you have that mechanical trading plan and you are continuously refining it, optimizing it every day, optimize your trading performance next. Think about how you can make yourself a better trader, how you can actually change your habits, your sleep schedule, the diet that you have, the workout that you do, change all of this tiny stuff to optimize your trading performance so that when you go into the charts, you can think clearly with a lot of energy, with a lot of focus. Then, after you've done all of those stuff, then you can even think about trading psychology. So please, let me recap. First of all, you need to have like a winning trading strategy that has been back-tested and front-tested to be proven to work over the span of like at least 100 trades. Once you have a trading strategy that works, go and refine that trading strategy. Make it even better. Increase the win rate. Increase the risk to reward ratio. Once that is done, once those two things are done, third thing is to go and optimize your trading performance. Go and think about how you can change your habits, your routine to actually ensure that you operate at peak performance. Ensure that you have high energy levels and you're able to focus and think clearly. Once you've done those three things, then you can start to go look for trading psychology books or trading psychology lessons to improve your mindset. Before you do that, like I said, these three things are the non-negotiables. So please, for the love of God, stop focusing on the wrong things. If you have not fixed these three things yet, you should not be worrying about trading psychology. Alright, that's the harsh truth. Number 17, every trade outcome is random. Great traders know that they will profit at the end of the year, at the end of the quarter. Trust that your edge will play out in the long term according to the law of large numbers. Now, today, if you go onto the market and you lose a trade or you win a trade, let me tell you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that your trading strategy sucks because you have lost 5 trades in a row. And it doesn't mean that your trading strategy is the best in the world just because you have win 10 trades in a row. No, every single trade outcome is random. You cannot measure the effectiveness of your trading strategy based on the outcome of the next trade. It has to have like a sample size of a large amount of trades, right? Like example, if you test out the trading strategy over 100 trades, over 1,000 trades, when you have like a large sample size just like this, then you can actually find out whether your trading strategy actually works or not and what's your actual win rate. So do not, please, for the love of God, do not attach your trading abilities onto every trade outcome. That means when you lose a trade, don't take it emotionally, just like I mentioned just now, right? When you win a trade, like I said, don't take it to your head. Just think rationally and just tell yourself that, okay, think long term, right? Have like a long term perspective and tell yourself that doesn't matter. If I lose this next trade, doesn't matter. As long as I continue following my plan, continue to trust my edge, eventually play out in the long term. I will end off this quarter with a profit. I will end off the year with a profit. So whatever that I feel right now about my wins and losses doesn't matter. Your feelings is not going to make money. You are. And now you might be thinking, wait, Brad, since every trade outcome is random, then why don't I just take a trade, random trade with no trading strategy and just anyhow trade? Because every trade outcome is random. No. When you have a winning trading strategy, an edge in the market, it increases the probability of you winning a trade. It increases the chances of you winning a trade. That is why it is imperative that you actually have an edge in the market. And you trust that it will actually play out in the long term. Number 18, pay attention to what the market is doing right now, not what you think the market should be doing. Approach the market with a neutral mindset. Like I said, a lot of traders, what they do is that they have a specific bias, right, on a specific currency pair. Let's say today you are bullish on Euro USD And then when you go onto the charts, you do your analysis and all that stuff, right? And you see that price is going down, right? Price is in a downtrend right now. And if you are bullish, you are just going to be going against the trend, and it's probably going to be a low probability trade setup. If you impose your bias onto the market and you enter for the buy position, don't blame the market if your trade does not go as planned, because the objective truth was that the market was bearish and you are just on the wrong side of the trend. This is why you can never ever marry your trade bias. When you are super confident and attached to your trade idea, I want you to detach yourself and think from the opposite perspective. Right? Example, if you are extremely bullish, think from the seller's perspective. If you are extremely bearish, think in the buyer's perspective. Okay, what thing about this trade could go wrong? Okay, if I enter for buy here, is it really the right choice? Let me think about it in terms of the seller's perspective. Once you are able to do this, right, you are not attached to your trade idea or the trade outcome. You are fully detached and you are just objectively looking at the market, and you are extremely present and focusing on what the market is actually doing right now. Then you are opening up your ears to what the market is trying to tell you, and then you will take the right trade. And then guess what? When you take the right trade, you make money. As simple as that. Number 19, mastery requires repetition, but quality will always beat quantity. Now, let's talk about the first part of this wisdom, right? Mastery requires repetition. At the start of your trading journey, when you're just first starting out, you need to expose yourself to as much chart time as possible. That means you need to stare at the charts every damn day, right? Go and mark up the charts, go and backtest your trading strategy, go and learn how to properly draw your market structure and how to properly draw your supply and demand zones. You need as much chart time as possible at the start. But as you get better and better, right, when you really understand how the market operates and why price move and how it move, and you can really understand who is in control of price, basically you know how to analyze the charts. Once you have learned how to analyze the charts, it's no longer about the amount of time you actually spend on the charts. Because trading is a field where hard work does not directly correlate to your success, right? In fact, the lesser work that you do, or rather the lesser amount of time that you spend on the charts, the higher the chances of your success. Because most people, if they spend a lot of time on the charts, let's say today they wake up, first thing they do, they go onto the charts, they trade the Asian session. After Asian session, after lunch, they continue looking at the charts, they trade the London session. And then they make a little bit of profits here and there, right? Let's say they are up $1,000 in the London session. They're not satisfied. They continue trading until New York session at night. And then they end up losing the $1,000 that they have made during the London session. So if you are like somewhat like intermediate at trading, you have figured out how the market works and how to analyze the charts, it's time to start taking time off the charts. Time off the charts could potentially be more important than time you spend on the charts. Time you spend off the charts, you can use it to review your trades, journal, and reflect on your trading performance. Now, what about the time on the charts? The time that you spend on the charts, limit it to one trading session, right? Focus on just trading 1 or 2 trading session max. My advice, stick to one. Stick to Asian, London, or New York session. Stick to one. Once you're able to stick to that one, become the best at trading that session. Find out what currency pairs move the most during that particular session. Once you are able to do that, then that is when you can focus on narrowing your attention to scanning for trading opportunity during that particular trading session. Example, if you decide to trade GBP/USD during the London session, right? When the London session open, go and scan for trading opportunity, right? Before that, you should have already marked up your charts, so you know exactly, okay, if price get to my supply zone, I'm looking for sell. If price get to my demand zone, I'm looking for buys, right? Whatever. Once you have like an idea on where you want to enter on, it's no longer about the quantity. It's no longer about the amount of trades that you take. It's about the quality of your trades, right? And how you define the quality of your trades is by how aligned it is to your trading plan. How many boxes does it check in your trading plan? The more boxes it checks off, the higher the quality of the trade. The more confluences the trade have. The more confidence you have in that particular trade going in your way. So that is why I say, as time passes, start shifting your focus from quantity to quality. focus on taking the highest quality trades possible, because these high quality trades, they might not present much, right? There might not be much opportunity in the market every damn day because you're just focusing on these high quality trades. But understand that when you can really focus on these high quality trades and you really put money into them, these are the high quality trades that will actually get you to making a large amount of money. So you can see, small amount of trades will actually lead you to making a large amount of money. And then always remember that mastery is not just about repetition, it's about time, right? Allowing yourself enough time in the markets so that you can gain a deeper understanding of how the market works and a deeper understanding of supply and demand, market structure, order flow, and liquidity. And with time, experience, and repetition, these are the three things that you need to become successful at trading. And if you can have all these three things, that is exactly why you see these professional traders with decades of experience making millions of dollars. And it's all because they have all these three things. Number 20, trading is a profession which requires years of studying. Now, when you look at trading, right, it has this image where you think that you can get rich quick fast, right? Is a facade, right? That's so wrong. The thing about trading is that there is no cap to the amount of money you can potentially make, which means you can potentially make even more than doctors, lawyers, CEOs even. Now, with this great reward, it's not going to be easy, obviously. Just like doctors, they spend years studying to get their doctor degree, right? Do you expect a doctor who have not studied for years to go and perform brain surgery the next day? An amateur doctor? Obviously not. It doesn't make sense. Another example is, do you expect an engineer to start building bridges and buildings if they have not went through years of studying? Same thing with trading. Trading is going to be a profession which requires you to study for years. And the thing about trading is that it's always going to be a marathon. The moment you sign up to become a trader, it's the moment where you sign up to like a long endurance sport, right? It's a lifelong journey. You will always find something new about trading. You will always learn something new because, like I said earlier, the market, it's unpredictable. It's a beast that cannot be controlled. And then all we can do as traders is just spend our time learning about this beast and continuously adapt and improve our trading strategy and try to seek to learn new stuff. New stuff about trading psychology, new stuff about my trading strategy and how the market works. Now, I know this has been like a super long video, so just bear with me for like a few more minutes because I'm gonna end off this video by giving you brutally honest advice that is segregated to like 3 types of traders: for beginners, intermediate, and advanced trader. Alright, so let's just start off with beginners. If you are a beginner and you are starting the trading courses, you are starting and watching free trading YouTube videos, my advice for you, the best way to learn is to actually do the thing. The best way to learn is to just start. Just start trading, right? Just start trading on a demo account. Once you're able to start trading on a demo account and you really kind of understand what it's like to actually execute your buy and sell order, then focus on, like I said, mastering trading, right? Having like a proper trading strategy, a winning trading strategy, and then go and start backtesting it, forward testing it, and then after you have tested it on a demo account and you have proof that this trading strategy actually works, that is when you can start to use it on a live account, right? So the sooner you can get onto a live account, the better it is, right? I know this is quite like contradictory to the advice that most traders give you, right? It's like, okay, you know what? Just wait. Focus on learning first, then start trading live after you have learned for 6 months. And that's correct, right? That's the correct advice. It takes time before you can actually go on to a live account where you actually risk your hard-earned money. But you must understand that there's a very big difference between demo trading and live trading. Most people, they can make money on demo account because their hard-earned money is not on the line, right? But when they go onto the live, they start getting desperate. They start freezing. They start getting scared. They start getting greedy. And as a result, they start losing. And the sooner you can start losing, the better it is for you. So I'll advise you, if you do jump onto a live account, right, after you have studied and after you have backtested your trading strategy, go and deposit a small amount of money. Go and make mistakes. You treat this like small capital, small amount of money as like market tuition, right? Learn the lessons. Once you're able to learn the lessons and you continuously refine your trading strategy, then you can start depositing more money and start thinking about how you can trade full time. Now, if you are an intermediate trader, right now, you have not achieved success yet, but you have understood how to analyze the charts and you know how the markets work, right? You know how to draw your supply and demand zones properly and how to define the market structure properly. Chances are right now you're an intermediate trader who is not making money yet. You might be having some wins here and there, and you might be losing money here and there, right? And you might be still blowing accounts, right? Whatever it is for you, you are not profitable yet. If you are an intermediate trader, listen to this. Just keep going. If you are in hell, why not just keep going? What's the alternative? Quit? Give up? You have spent months trying to master this craft, perhaps even years. If you give up right now, all of these efforts, all of this time that you have spent will be gone to waste. So, just know that the only way to guarantee failure is to quit. If you don't quit, there will always be at least just 1% chance that you will succeed. Maybe even 0.01% chance. But I don't know about you, but I will take it. If I go back to the times when I was broke, all I need was just 1% chance. And that's enough for me to succeed. Because I know that the situation that I am in life right now, I hate it. I want to get out of it. I want to provide my family with a better quality of life, and I will do everything it takes. I will take the 1% chance. So keep going. Do not quit. Just keep going. Eventually, you will get there. But obviously, don't be stupid and keep doing the wrong things over and over again. Like what Einstein said, right? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Insanity is taking the same trade over and over again and expecting you to become profitable. Obviously, go and find out what's wrong, right? Go and learn from your losses, learn from your mistakes, make your trading strategy even better, and then watch your win rate increases. And then slowly but surely, you will become consistently profitable. Only after you have put in consistent actions, day in, day out. You're consistent in terms of the way that you journal your trades, the way you mark up your charts, the time frames that you are using to analyze the charts. You got to be consistent in your actions, and this will lead you to consistent results. Last but not least, if you are an advanced trader, you have made a significant amount of money. You have gotten your Rolex, you have gotten your Patek Philippe, you have gotten your dream car, your dream house. You're good right now. My advice, do not rest on your victory. Like I said earlier, right now, you're comfortable, your belly is full, your spirit is high, your morale is high, you're living in a nice home. Do not rest. The minute you take a foot off the pedal, the minute you start resting on your victories and your wins, like I said, it's the minute that your downfall is going to happen anytime soon. You're going to start to enter this losing streak. You're going to start to enter this ruts where you don't really know what to do with life anymore because you have fulfilled your purpose. This was exactly how I feel like last year in December when I made over $1 million before the age of 21. When I've achieved my purpose, I've achieved my goal, and I thought that enough was enough, right? I've everything I want, so why not why continue making these videos, right? Why continue trading? I'm good for life. My family is set. I have the dream watch that I want. I have everything I want. Why continue? That is when I want you to start thinking about your higher purpose. For me, I make these videos because I want to give back to the trading community. I believe that my purpose is not to become the best trader in the world. My purpose is to help traders, help beginners get to where I am today so that they can experience what I have achieved, what I have experienced for myself. That is my purpose in life. So that greater purpose allowed me to break out of the rut where I just feel like, money is good. Right now, every single day, I just live my life according to my higher